To be truly seen and known is to risk being unloved and unwanted. How many times have you shrunk yourself to make others comfortable? How many times do you bite your tongue to avoid being judged? How many times have you replied, "It's fine," just to go cry silently?
You're afraid to be seen because you're over identifying with how people might perceive you rather than the service that you are here to give.
Very often, we fear how we will be perceived, how our emotions might be a burden to others, how our thoughts might be considered stupid. And sometimes we are infinitely scared of how our wisdom might be considered threatening. We repeat our own thought process and conclusions like we heard someone else say it. We fear that if we embody all that we truly are and truly can be, the people around us will suddenly not want us anymore. We fear their judgment and potential abandonment so much that we abandon ourselves. We reject our own dreams because we do not want to be seen as greedy. We downplay how people hurt us because we do not want to make them uncomfortable by holding them accountable. In all this, we forget one simple truth. To be loved is to be seen. To be truly wanted is to be known. Today, I want us to unpack our fear of being seen. From being seen trying to being seen successful or being seen failing, because this all affects our lives negatively. To fix anything in life, we need to make sure we are not just treating the symptoms, but also the root cause. So we need to first understand the reasoning behind our fear of being perceived. Our brain is designed to keep us safe. As humans, we sometimes learn early on that being visible equates to being vulnerable. This fear most times originates from a place of self preservation. As kids, the idea that if we keep quiet, we will not get punished, and if we are not visible, we will not get critiqued or rejected is ingrained in us. However, as adults, this only works against us. Our goals now depend on us speaking up for ourselves, on sharing our expertise. To build any meaningful relationship in adulthood, we would need to open ourselves up to others, let them know when they hurt us, allow our loved ones help us when we need help. This is how we form bonds and build community. None of this can be done while we are hiding in the shadows of our own lives. A lot of this fear originates from past experiences, like getting laughed at as a kid or getting bullied for our quirks. But as adults, we now have the agency to choose who we surround ourselves with. We no longer need to be tied down by emotions that originated from when we were powerless 7-year olds with little to no protection. I remember vividly an experience from secondary school where I was reading a passage in front of the whole class. And because I was nervous, I pronounced Corey as Kuri, and the entire class called me Kuri for the rest of the school year. Such things can make us scared and have a lasting effect. However, we cannot let such trivial things hold us back as adults. We need to work on eradicating such fears. Because honestly, a lot of people in that class most likely do not remember this incident, and I'm the only one holding on to it. The very first step to getting over this fear would be envision both the worst and best case scenario. What is the worst thing that can happen if you fail? Will people laugh at you? Probably. Will your ego be hurt? Probably. Will you die? No. Will you learn important lessons? Definitely. Will you learn to try again from a better position? Also, yes. That is the worst case scenario. But what happens if you succeed? You can literally change the trajectory of your entire life, help thousands of people, make enough money to build generational wealth, show someone else what is possible when we actually try. Is the fear of someone who doesn't matter laughing at you really worth the life you can build for yourself and generations to come? Understand that no one cares. We have the perception that people are watching us, but that is usually rooted in our own pride. Everybody has their own lives to deal with, and most times they are not even paying us any attention. And the very few haters we think we have probably spend minutes at the very most talking or thinking about us. Will you really let those minutes they spend on you be what defines your entire existence? Acknowledge exactly what you're scared of. Are you scared of being seen trying? Are you scared of being seen as greedy or pompous when you succeed? Why do you think visibly walking towards a goal is cringe? Who do you serve by being cool? Who does it serve for you to not be successful? Why does the opinion of people who do not have the life you want matter to you? You need to answer these questions honestly and do the shadow work to dismantle these fears and free yourself from the shackles. I want you to understand that never trying is never doing and never succeeding. There is no growth without trying. I want you to remember that every time you silence yourself, you reinforce the belief that your voice doesn't matter. Every time you hide your work, you deny yourself the opportunity for connection, growth, and recognition. The promotion goes to someone else. The collaboration never happens. The person who needed to hear your message never finds you. To sum everything up, you have to identify the thing you fear. Is it rejection? Is it vulnerability? Is it the fear of being seen trying or being seen as cringe? You have to address the root cause and know you have too much to gain and too much to give to be holding yourself back from living in all the fullness of who you are. Our challenge for this week is to do one thing we love doing that we think others will consider uncool or cringe. Do not forget to start small. Post it in your private stories. Speak in front of just 5 or 10 people. Thank you for listening, and do not forget to subscribe and turn your notifications on. Have a lovely week ahead.